Hello and welcome in to Racing to Win. This is Hong Kong's twice weekly preview show and we're looking at Happy Valley this week, an 8-race program coming up on Wednesday night. So a slightly later start with just the 8 races. Joined in the studio by Paul Lally and Tom Wood. And Tom, it's a meeting. It looks very, very open. It is, Mark. There's a few small fields in terms of size numbers through the card. Triple Trio as well, that'll be tough. And quite a few horses through the card that are actually backing up from last Wednesday night into Wednesday night's meeting again. There is indeed. And as Tom touched on, Paul, there's a jackpot. It's not very big, is it? Well, it's probably the biggest one we've seen for a while, actually. 37 million gain of the Triple Trio, so it's estimated dividend of up to 60 million. So it's definitely worth a go, but it's not easy, as it never is. But they've picked some good races there with a couple of Class 5s. Class 5s. I know, so I think you're going to have to go wide in the first 2 legs and maybe wider in the third. All right, so that's the Triple Trio. But we're going to get into some news now. Read the meeting. Karis Teaton is not riding. He's been stood down for the meeting. So the changes: race 1, number 1, Jade Phoenix is now Zach Purton. Race 3, number 8, Pretty Queen Prawn is Lyle Hewitson. Race 4, number 12, Wame Luck is Alexi Bedell. The 5 race, number 1, Polaris winner is Harry Bentley. Race 7, number 7, Spontaneous is Jerry Chow. And race 8, number 3, Gang of Brothers is Vincent Ho. The 7 and the 3 in the last 2 races, both newcomers to the Pierre Ong stable. Meeting details for the coming Wednesday night. And it is meeting 4 of the season. B-Course Racing. We move out from the A position last week. We're going to preview races 2 and 8 here on Racing to Win. The Causeway Bay and the Quarry Bay Handicap, the Class 2 over the 1650 and the Class 4 over the 1200 metres. Race number 2 it is, though. We start and we've got Telecom Fighters. He's had a trial behind Healthy Happy. Zach Purton rides for Me Choi. Berlin Tango last start second at the tail end of last season behind Packing Award. Charity Go races well first up. Far Far drawn barrier number 1. Vincent Ho and Frankie Law combined. Sunny Star, he's had a trial too, draws barrier number 2. Jumbo Fortune raced at the first meeting of the season at Shah 10. Rise Brethren comes to Class 2 for the first time. And Prime Minister, he's a horse that was a winner over the 1650 recently at Happy Valley. So only a smallish field here, Tom. There's a noted leader in Telecom Fighters and he might get a pretty good run in front. Yeah, that's where he likes to do his racing, Telecom Fighters. He had pretty much every chance last time out. He had a little bit of company on the pace last start, Telecom Fighters. You've got Far Paul, who should be in close attendance from barrier number 1. And Berlin Tango, he's another horse that certainly can sit handy. He can, can't he? And look, Sunny Star generally gets back. Jumbo Fortune will look for a midfield run. Charity Go, Rise Brethren, they get back, and Prime Minister's drawn the widest of the field, so he's just likely to drop to the back of the field. All right, so that's how we see the speed map for the races for preview here on Racing to Win, which is race number 2. Far, he's certainly going to be in a market. He loves the Wednesday night around Happy Valley. His trainer is the defending champion trainer, and that's Frankie Law.
Frankie, Far is going to make his return to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. A recent trial, he looked to trial well. Are you pleased with the horse coming into this Wednesday? Yes, his trial in Chongfa looks good, so I just put him Happy Valley again. He's had a nice break, Frankie. Was that always the plan after what was a relatively tough season for him? Yes, it's quite tough, and everything looks fun, and some horses comes good, the form, and Fafa also. He have a break in Chongfa, and I think Happy Valley is the best place for him. You've got Vincent Ho back on board. How key a component is that for this horse? I mean, he knows the horse extremely well, doesn't he, Vincent? Yes, Vincent's ride the horse really good. So I first pick should be the jockeys, should be Vincent. And just on his sort of roadmap for this season, is the DBS and Manulife Million Challenge very much a target with him, having obviously got to the top of it, or joint top of it, last season? Yes, and now he's class 2, and usually it's not much race in Happy Valley, the class 2, 1600, 1800. Maybe a little thing about the other horse, try to get another Happy Valley, that's a Million Challenge. And for you, Frankie, yourself, I mean, how pleased were you to get on the score sheet recently, Bebe Choi, and are you happy with the way the horses are coming into this season? Yes, I like Bebe Choi. He had a lot of problem before, so, and also last season, the last race he got a breed after race, and give him a 5-month break, come back to Sha Tin, and change the gears for him. He looks better. I hope the legs start to be just keep improve.
Frankie was a bit happier than you with Bebe Choi winning, Paul.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you drop off them and they win, don't they? But look, it was a nice win from the horse. And look, he always showed that promise, so it's good to see him win it.
Here is a horse you've had plenty of time for too, Far Far.
Yeah, I do like Far Far as a horse. It's good. He rushed through the grades last time. They tried the 4-year-old series, which was a step too far for him. Back to his happy hunting ground of Happy Valley. He loves it here. His record speaks for that. And yeah, he's going well, Tom, isn't he?
He won 4 races last season. He's got Vincent Ho partnering him. Noble Steed, Vincent's got in the first race. It's been nearly 990 days since he's won a race. Fabulous 8, winner at the back end of last season. Did it tough too that night. Fabulous 8, Circuit Elite. Theta Hedge lining up for his second run of the season. Majestic Victory. Rising from Ashes, not without a chance, and a gang of brothers in the last. So a handy book of rides for Vincent, who is up to 4 winners for the season already.
And of course, Paulie had that stint in Japan during the off-season as well, and that's done him the world of good.
Yeah, look, he's a busman's holiday for him, wasn't it? And he's done. Like, he's such a diligent worker. He's gone over there and he just honed his skills really. And
that's always working.
Yeah, always working, always working.
And you've got him in a couple of races too, Circuit Elite and Far Far. You expect to go close?
Yeah, I think they're both good. Pretty good chances throughout the card. He seems to have a good book of rides. Noble Steed, he hasn't won since last time I went to the gym though, so that's a while ago for that.
Was never.
We didn't have gyms back then. All right, we move on. Before we get off topic too far, all right, Tom, we start here with Jumbo Fortune. Now, this is over at Shah 10. There he is back on the rail there. It was over the distance of 1,400 metres. He steps up to the 1,650 round the valley.
Interesting here with his second run. Look, he looked like he was becoming detached from the body of the field when they squared up before they turned home, and he actually was chased along and he ran on okay at the end. I thought Hind Good Luck Friend was beaten just on a length and a half. So I thought, Paul, there was some merit in this run from him, because he looked like he was losing ground on the turn, didn't he?
He did, and he did stay on nicely enough, and it wasn't a bad run as it turns out. So let's see what he can do on Wednesday night.
His wins in Australia, 1,200 at Ballarat and 1,400 metres at Rose Hill. We head to the trials now. Telecom Fighters here, Paul. He leads for home and he loves to lead in his races and will likely do the same on Wednesday night. And Rise Brethren, he's further back in the field and he's coming back to the 1,650 metres from a victory over the 2,200 metres last time. But Telecom Fighters yet to win with more than 127 pounds on his back.
Yeah, look, he has run second off a rating of 94, so he is capable, placing-wise anyway, in this race. He's going to get a soft lead. There's no other horse likely to challenge him, maybe Bill and Tango, the only other one. So if that does occur, then, look, he's going to get his opportunity, I feel.
He is, that's Healthy Happy winning the trial, and look, Rise Brethren I thought did it well enough over the late stages there as well, but he's dropped a fair bit of weight because he has been gelded, but 1,650 first up. He's looking for longer, I feel, but this is a kick-off point for him.
One horse, Tom, that is a course and distance winner is Prime Minister. That is him there in a recent trial. Now, we saw in the speed map he's probably going to be last, which means he might not get the race run to suit this week.
Yeah, with the pace and the race might be questionable for him, and last time out he was near last at the 400 metres, and he's only finished just over 3 lengths from the winner in Packing Award, and I thought he stayed on well enough here in the trial, Paul, without being asked too much.
Yeah, I quite like the trial from him. He did run second fresh up last season over 1,200 as well, so he is capable over the shorter distances. His wins were over 14 and then up to 1,650 here at Happy Valley. So, look, he had 2 wins last season. I think there's still wins in this horse.
Is he in the top 4?
He is, on a minor line, but he does get into the top 4. I'm going to go with Far Far, though. From barrier number 1, I think he's going to get a nice run just in behind the pace. Jumbo Fortune should get himself a nice midfield run, and that trial wasn't too bad. Telecom Fighters from the front, and then Prime Minister, the horse we just talked about. I think he'll be last and he'll loop the field and run home strongly. So 4, 6, 1 and 8 there in race number 2.
Yeah, Far Far on top for me. Won at about this time last season. First up did Far Far, albeit in class 3. Came to the end of it probably a little bit towards the end of the prep last season. But he's on top. Should get a good run through from the draw, and loves course and distance and everything about Happy Valley. So Far Far, Telecom Fighters will try and dictate off the front. Jumbo Fortune. And thought Sunny Star, his trial I thought was okay. He was checked last start at Happy Valley, but still finished off well behind Packing Award. 4, 1, 6 and 5.
There it is, all about Far Far from both Tom and Paul in race number 2. That is the first part of Racing to Win. We're going to head to a break right now and back to look at race number 8 right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win as we preview Happy Valley on Wednesday night. We've seen race number 2. Race number 8's a Class 4 event. Quite an even field, but there's a few with some scope in it. It's over the 1,200 metres. Wood on Fire, top of the book. He's come up with a wide draw again, though. Zach Purton and Peter Ho, the combination. We've got Harmony Home on a 7-day backup. Gang of Brothers, first start for Pierre Ung. Triumphant returns first up for the season, as is Turin Warrior and Durham Star. Octo Connect, his only start in Hong Kong was on a yielding track, but he draws out barrier number 12 for Jack Wong. Colonel goes forward in his races. Cordyceps One's won his last 2 over the 1,650 metres. He resumes over the 1,200 metres here. And Nebula, first trip to Happy Valley, cheek pieces off and the blinkers go on. He has won a trial, has Nebula. The speed map now. This should be an easy one, shouldn't it, Tom? Colonel, straight to the front from barrier 3.
Yeah, straight to the front, one would think. I thought Harmony and Home would be a bit closer than he would have been last Wednesday night, but he actually got quite a bit further back than I had anticipated, and that was from barrier 2. He's come up with barrier 4 here. Nebula led all the way in a trial to win, Paul, and Gang of Brothers normally sits handy too.
Yeah, the big query is Wood on Fire. What they're going to do with Wood on Fire, because he's drawn 10. He went forward last start and sat outside the leader. There is a bit of pace underneath him with Gang of Brothers and Nebula. So there's options to go back. There's options to push on with Wood on Fire. So he was the big query horse. Octo Connect, he hasn't shown too much, and he's drawn wide. He's likely to go back. And poor Triumphant Return's got a wide draw as well, so he'll probably drop back as well.
All right, well, we're going to hear now from the rider of Wood on Fire. Zach Purton's only had 2 rides on the horse for a win and a placing. He'll partner him again for the 3rd time on Wednesday night, and Nick had a chat to Zach this morning.
Zach, Wood on Fire is a horse that you've had a little association with, and you rode him at the back end of last season. Looks to be coming to this race in good form.
Yeah, he ran really, really well. He drew a wide gate and had to do a lot of work, and that just told in the end. And unfortunately, we're drawing another bad gate here, so it's not going to be easy for him again. But the horse is going well, and I'm sure he's going to be competitive.
What of his recent trial? He seemed to trial quite nicely, and just reading the comments, I'm not sure who writes them, but they said that the jockey and horse are a good combination.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure who writes them either, but hopefully he's right. But yeah, his trial was decent enough, so you know, I just need a little bit of luck, that's all.
From that wide draw, having gone back and looked at a few of his replays, he seems to be a very quick horse out of the gates. Is that sort of going to determine where you land? Because obviously he was a bit more prominent last time. Yeah,
he can be a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes he sort of tries to fly the gate and hits it and comes back as the gate's open, and he's then slow out. So you've got to be a little bit careful of him, but when he gets it right, he's certainly got a little bit of speed, but obviously the plan will be just to try and get him out as good as we can, and then see how the race is unfolding from there.
He's always been quite a good horse fresh, so I guess right time, right place, if you will, to get on him.
Yeah, and Peter's horses are running well early in the season as well, so that always helps.
Talking of horses running well, horse has been running well underneath you. That was 3 on the weekend. Just give us a short overview of your weekend. Obviously, there were some nice horses there that you won on, notably Lucky With You, of course.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. He made hard work of it. He felt like he was going to win more comfortably than what he did. He sort of just lasted there in the end. The other horse was coming back strongly at him, but I think he's a horse that's going to be better suited around the corner than up the straight, and he's getting up in the ratings as well, so there mightn't be too much left there, but if you can get another one, then you know he's done a really good job. But it was nice to see him win. And
just finally, just a quick line on this morning. Beauty Joy, you trialled in the first. Were you pleased with him? Obviously, he created such an impression last season.
Yeah, we thought he was back at the races again, didn't he? He was slow out the gate and didn't want to take part early, but the pleasing part was that he wanted to be competitive in the straight. I didn't ask him for anything. He grabbed the bit and wanted to chase the other horses himself. So I like that, and you know, as long as he can keep his head down and race tractably through the middle stages of the races, he's going to give himself a chance wherever he goes, and he'll have another trial and then run in the 1600 first up. From there, I think he goes to the Sasa, and then they'll assess whether he runs in the mile or the 2000 after that.
It was a very, very good trial from Beauty Joy, but the first trial we saw, Paul, which was Wood on Fire, you spied one in behind.
Yeah, I like the Turin Warriors trial. He finished right alongside Wood on Fire in that particular trial, and look, the horse sort of came right towards the back end of last season. He arrived in a rating of 63. I think he's down on a winnable rating of 53 now.
All right, he's out of the Richard Gibson stable is Turin Warrior. We move on, Tom, to Jumbo Legend 5th and Durham Star. He was disappointing last time, didn't show any sort of late dash.
No, and he was beaten favourite there as well behind Hero Star. He was sort of midfield. He boxed on just fairly there. I didn't mind the barrier trial here. Now, I know it says he's put on 30 pounds on the scales over the off-season, but just like the way he attacked the line here over the concluding stages to win it. So that's quadruple double there in the trial as well. Prime Minister going around one of our earlier races. Jumbo Legend, he ran on it a bit late there too.
Yeah, didn't mind Jumbo Legend's trial. He was the jockey was high in the saddle at the end as well, so just under his own steam.
It was tailor-made to his inside, who was placed on the weekend also. 7 nights ago, fast back up for Harmon in home here, Paul. First time he's done it.
This is what Tom was talking about. Look, I expected him to be a little bit closer. He was really well back in the race. He stayed on nicely. He will be fitter for this run. Will Harmony in home. I think he'll be a little bit closer in the run from barrier number 4, but look, I didn't quite get him in.
No, I've left him out this week as well. Blanket finished there. I thought again he would be closer, and he just whacked away fairly.
King of Brothers, Tom has placed 3 of 4 course and distance, now with Pierre and no trials.
No trials, but he's managed to take 24 pounds off him. He was just off the pace tried hard, I thought, over the concluding stages there. He looked like he was certainly going to challenge, and then he just tired late there. Vincent Ho picks up the ride. I've got him in, Paul. I think he can run a race here.
Yeah, I agree. I've got him in as well. Look, he's been placed numerous times at Happy Valley, and as you say, he looks quite fit.
Nothing wrong with this horse's form when we last saw him, Paul. Cordyceps won, but both wins were over the 1650.
Yeah, that's the query, and I think this might be a stepping stone at 1200. Now, we did run third over 1200 at the back end of at the start of last season, so look, he is capable over the 1200, but the way he's been winning, I'd prefer to see him over a bit longer.
Yeah, course and distance, 6 starts, no wins, no seconds, but a couple of thirds and a fourth, so he has been there or thereabouts. I think he'll take improvement for sure.
Triumphant return, Tom. You had him in 1 or 2 times last season and went very close at 29 to 1 last time. Now this trial is behind California Spangle.
And he's been tearing around up at the tracks as California Spangle up in Chung Fa. You can see there nothing really too much to work on here with Triumphant Return, but he chased well enough, I thought. It was a good enough trial. The draw is the main concern, but it's sort of the odds in a race I thought was open, Paul, might be worth throwing him in.
Yeah, look, that was just what put me off, was the draw for him.
Frankie Law, of course, last season's champion trainer, Paul, on the board with Bebe Choi on the weekend. He's only got the 5 runners, but there's a few chances amongst them. Yeah,
I've got a couple of those. I've got 3 of those on top. I like Farfar, I like My Aesthetic, I like that. I think all 3 of them are really good chances, and Jade Phoenix is not without a chance in the first.
Can't argue, I've got them all in as well. Jade Phoenix in an open race in the first race. My Aesthetics, I think, have been looking good coming into this, and of course Farfar there as well.
Need to go back to the trials, Tom, for one more replay, and MM Nebula is the horse. Now, he did all of his racing last time in over at Sha Tin. He'll go around Happy Valley for the first time on the back of a very strong trial. Yeah, with the blinkers on as well here for MM Nebula. He got out to the lead and seemed to win this quite easily. Now, last start he missed the start a little bit. That was a poor effort behind peak to peak, but couldn't help but like the trial. Comes to Happy Valley for the first time. Yeah,
I think he's a horse that his running style should suit Happy Valley as well. The blinkers will go on for the first time. Barrier number 1. So there's a few positives with him. I snuck him in, actually.
Matthew Poon takes a couple of pounds off as well, but Turin Warrior on top.
Yeah, I'm going to make this each-way play. Turin Warrior should get an each-way price with Turin Warrior. His best run was the back end of last season, and has dropped 10 rating points since he's been here. A Gang of Brothers has been consistent around Happy Valley. So one of the races in particular last season he probably should have won. MM Nebula from barrier number 1. And Jumbo Legend was a nice easy trial leading into this. 5, 3, 11 and 9.
It's an open race, the last race, so looking for something at some value in this. And I'll go Triumphant Return. He's going to need a lot of things to go his way from barrier number 11, but certainly showed what he is capable of at Happy Valley over 1,200 metres behind Compassion Super. Nothing wrong with the trial up at Chung Fa. Wood on Fire also has to overcome a wide draw. Gang of Brothers looks fit enough to run a race first up. And Jumbo Legend, the other one that makes it. And he's put on weight. Joe Moreira, Casper Founds. Last start was 5th over 1,000 metres behind Super Axiom, so 4, 1, 3 and 9.
That is races 2 and 8 that we've previewed here on Racing to Win. There are 6 other races on the program, including, Paul, a triple trio. So who are some of the other winners in particular in those leagues?
Yeah, we'll have a look at those for you. I don't mind Super Hornet in race number 1. Cheek pieces on. I like that gear going on this horse. Should go to the front as well. Pretty Queen Prawn. He won't know himself. He's drawn barrier 2. He's just had horror draws, this horse. From an inside draw, I think he can upset the favourite in race number 3. Circuit Elite with blinkers going back on him, yet to win, but again, this is the first leg of the Triple Trio. Wide open race there. Smart Leader. Now, Smart Leader is 30 rating points below what he's won in the past. So if he is ever going to win a race, this could be the one for Smart Leader. And then Mike Static, I think, will go straight to the front. So he's won there for the last leg of the Triple Trio as well. I like that from an inside draw as well.
And you can see a breakdown of each and every one of those races on the website hkjc.com. Click on audio and video for race-by-race analysis. It's that time of the show. We need a best. A long shot and a play, please.
Race 3, Pretty Queen Prawn for me. I just think this horse is going to be right on the pace here from an inside draw. He's been racing well without any luck whatsoever. I think he can win, upset the favourite, who should be See You Again. And then in the last, the one we talked about, Turin Warrior, he arrived on a rating of 63. He's down this rating of 53. And he looked like he was coming good at the back end of last season as well. We'll do the play earlier on in one of the races we highlighted with Telecom Fighters, Far and Jumbo Fortune in a QQP.
Best for me comes up in race 2, number 4, Far for Vincent Ho and Frankie Law. I think offers trials and first up record, course and distance. He'll be tough to beat, and the barrier draw. Smart Leader, not sure what price he'll come up at here, but the race looks tailor-made for him. I feel race 5, number 2. And the play in the last with Wood on Fire, Gang of Brothers, and also Triumphant Return tied up in a QQP.
Co-partner Elites, he does have to lump the £135. He's had 6 starts for 4 placings. He's coming back in trip. His trial leading into the race was very strong. Harry Bentley and Danny Shum combined. So race 6, number 1, the best. MM who we saw trial not too long ago. Drawn the inside, Matthew Poon on board for Manfred Mann. He has his first look around Happy Valley, but he is going to get a perfect trip in doing so. And the play, race 7, a QP like that, Rising from Ashes and a Super Mission 3-4 Ace in race number 7. So that's a look at 2 races here on Racing to Win. Looking forward, Tom, to the weekend. It's not big numbers in the Celebration Cup, but the Spangle is back.
Yeah, he is. He's been burning around up at the track in Chungfa. Has California Spangle. He takes on Willpower. Duke Y ran well, Healthy Happy. We saw him in a trial. Mighty Giant and Cheerful Days. So small numbers, but the first group race of the season.
Yeah, just a field of 6. You'd expect him to go at pretty small odds. California Spangle. But I think Healthy Happy will give him a bit of a race.
Healthy Happy will lead?
I think so, yeah. He looks the leader in the race.
We'll preview that closer to the weekend. That has been Racing to Win. On behalf of Tom and Paul, we'll see you from Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Bye-bye.